So today's the day we start our dream vacation. Been teasing everybody. So what do you? Oh, no, not there. Hang on a minute. Gonna turn around, and there it is. I hope I'm getting it in the picture there. We're going on a cruise. Nice big princess ship. We'll give you guys tours and walkthroughs and more pictures and all that good stuff later. Ciao, we going cruising. Sorry. Ciao, we going cruising. So that was how we introduced our family and friends back home to the fact that we were going to be cruising back to the States. When we originally started our last leg of travels, we had planned on just doing the normal flight back from the U.S. But about halfway through, or a little less maybe, we were turned on to the idea of taking a transatlantic cruise to get back home. And after doing a little bit of research and looking things up, we decided on a princess cruise. This one was one of the segments of the World Cruise, the bigger World Cruise. You see here on this banner that right there says World Cruise. But we were not on the full World Cruise. We only did a segment. Been quite some time since we had taken a cruise with Princess, and a few things have changed. One of the new things that Princess is doing is these medallions. They're real nice. Here you can see the room recognizes that we're there because of the medallion. They use RFID technology, I believe, or Wi-Fi something. And this is our room. We actually got lucky, got upgraded to a balcony. You can see the closets here right as you walk in the room on the right side. Plenty of space. Bathroom is just to the right of that. When we booked a guaranteed cabin, which kind of just gives you a room, guarantees you a room in the class you booked. And we booked an interior, but when we checked in, got lucky, got an upgrade. So here's the rest of the room. You saw a minute ago the TV on the left. You have the beds, the nightstands, lamps, small desk with a mirror. There's the slider out to the patio. There's a little mini fridge in that cabinet and a second mirror. And here is our balcony. Of course, not much to look at the moment. We're in port, getting ready to leave. Well, the medallions come with a lanyard, as you see here. They also have several upgrade options, more jewelry-like bracelets and necklaces. We did later decide to get the watch-type holders for the medallions. We did find those a little bit more convenient. This cruise just so happened to coincide with our birthdays, and one of the other little cool things was this. Not every time, but if we lingered in front of any of these digital boards, because we had it on our information that we were celebrating birthdays, these would pop up. All right, now on with the ship tour. We're going to start here on Plaza Deck 5. As you can see, a lot of rooms down that way. These are roughly the midship elevators that I started at. These are just to the rear of the main plaza area. I'm skipping deck 4 because the only thing really down there is the medical center. It is guest accessible deck, but just if you need medical. All right, exiting the elevator area, we're coming into the main plaza. As we enter the plaza area, you'll see some seating off to the left. There's also guest services over on the left. All right, we're going to come around to the right side. You can kind of see to my right, the little dark areas there. Those are the plaza elevators. It's the second set of midship, and they only serve the plaza decks. So if you need to go higher or lower than this, you have to use one of the other elevators. As we continue on, we have the captain's circle office on the right, and now we come to the Bordeaux dining room. This is the main dining room for deck 5, or on deck 5. And during our cruise, it was combined. You could either have designated conventional or standard cruise dining where you sat at the same table every night with the same waiter, or you could just show up, or you could make reservations. Since our cruise, Princess has made a change, so I'm not sure exactly what this dining room will be on any future cruises, but they're separating them now, so there's separate dining rooms for each category. Show up, reservation, and traditional dining. As we enter the Bordeaux dining room, you can see the Plaza elevator doors there ahead of us. And coming around the right side, guest services straight ahead again, a little bandstand area, and one last view of the Plaza. We now move on to Fiesta Deck, or Deck 6, this time starting from the aft or rear elevator bank. Mostly you have guest rooms down towards the end of the ship here, but there is the gym here, fitness center. In the fitness center, they had a pretty decent selection, I guess, of weight machines. They had free weights. They had bicycles, treadmills, the little, I'm not even sure what you call them, kind of walking exercise things, as well as like a classroom where they would have yoga classes and I think spin classes, other things like that. And that wraps up the fitness center. As we exit, we're exiting on the left side. We'll come back out into the area where the elevator's at and crossing to the right side of the ship, or starboard side. Now we come down, heading down the starboard side. You can see some seating on the right. It's kind of part of the Explorer's Lounge, which is on the left side here. Explorer's Lounge, they had shows and music in the evening, of course a bar. Wasn't too bad a place. Watched a movie here one night. We had an evening where it was real windy and weather wasn't real good, so instead of the movies under the stars, they had the movie here in the Explorer's Lounge. As we exit the Explorer's Lounge, you can see they have a bar to the left there. You may have noticed as we came out. Continuing forward on the ship, we come to the area where you can get your photos. This is the photo area. The little panels on the right side, they open up during the day and put all the souvenir photos out where you're boarding the ship and each port. In the evenings when they have formal nights, you get the formal pictures, that kind of thing. Now there's another bar here on the left and the casino on the opposite side. And we'll pass into the casino here in a moment. They've got a few games out here as well. Casinos open anytime the ship's at sea in international waters, so anytime it's in port or not very far out at sea, casinos closed. Personally, lived in Vegas for 23 years. Didn't really have any interest in going to the casino while we were on the ship. Had enough of that in Vegas. As we turn to exit, you'll see the casino cage in front of us. On the left here is Facet's Jewelers, one of the many shops or several shops on the ship. And then we come to the Medallion Center. This is a place, if you don't pre-order your medallion extras, I guess you'd say, you can pick them up here while you're on the ship. They have all the necklaces, bracelets, clips, holders, watch bands, all that kind of thing. Up next is the midship elevators. This is the main bank as opposed to the ones that only service the plaza. You also see a large stairwell here. And as we come into the plaza area, we have Meridian Bay on the right. They sell a variety of accessories and things, I guess. Again, we don't do much shopping on the ship. Here's another view of the plaza. You can see the plaza elevators across the other side. Continuing on, we'll see Essence on the right. This is perfumes, and I think they have body lotions, things like that in there. And up ahead we have the Provence dining room, the second of the main dining rooms. Decor in here is basically the same as it was downstairs. The menus are the same in both. This ended up being our favorite, mainly because we found wait staff that we enjoyed. So even though we just did the anytime, showed up whenever we wanted to eat, we always asked for the one table. So we ended up with almost the entire cruise being at one of a couple tables, but at least with the same waiter and wait staff, which was nice. As we exit the dining room, you'll see the plaza elevator straight ahead. We'll turn to the right, and here you can see coming up Calypso Cove. Basically like a general store, I guess. They have clothing, they have snacks, they have souvenirs, they just have a wide variety of things there. As we have circled around the plaza, we're back to the port side entrance of the casino. And that puts a wrap on this floor. We'll move on to the next. All right, we now move on to Promenade Deck 7. Now, this first shot's a little out of place. You may notice the seating for the wheelhouse bar on the left. And now I'm at the opposite doors coming in on the right, and I'll explain this in a bit. But this is now heading towards the bow. Wheelhouse bar is on the left. The seating on the right is extra seating. It's a nice place to sit in the morning with the windows open, looking out over the ocean. Passing the wheelhouse bar, we'll come to the Princess Theater. The Princess Theater is tucked into the bow of the ship, so this is pretty much the farthest point forward that you can go on deck 7. The theater was pretty good. The variety of shows on this cruise was not necessarily what we were used to, but considering the length of the cruise and the route and everything, it kind of made sense. They would pick up entertainers in ports and they'd drop off in other ports. So the variety of entertainment was good, just not as many larger production shows that we kind of would be used to. So here's a couple clips of some of the production shows. They won't actually allow filming during the production shows, but I did film some of the other shows and I put together a little medley of that. So I'll let you enjoy that. I'll get back to you after we take a brief break.
Rico thought she cared. And I can't explain something about the way you look tonight. It's not that way. Feel right there beside me, deep inside. And then so I have, oh my goodness. They said, I got to the gangway, okay? And they said, oh, we can't find your name. The other entertainers, they go, right away they got on. You're not, I go, no, I'm on the, no, I can't see you. I go, I'm here, I'm here all the way from LA, okay? And so, okay, there's a piece of paper, and I said, no, I can see my name right there. That's my name right there. And she says, no, that says Oscar Carlos, and you're Carlos Oscar. Ding dong, okay?
All right, now that we've had a chance to enjoy some entertainment, we'll continue on with the ship tour. The bow elevators were there on the left that we just passed, and we're turning back into the wheelhouse bar. I'll take a chance while we walk through here to explain my first clip being a little out of sorts. When I was doing this floor, I realized I didn't get a shot of the name, the deck level. So when I came out of the theater, I went ahead and captured that image, which put it a little out of order from what I wanted, but I don't know, rookie mistake. Sorry about that. Oh well, live and learn, right? So onward. As we exit the wheelhouse bar, we'll see the plaza deck elevators in front of us, and we're going to turn right and make our way around the right side. To the right of us is Crooner's Bar, one of the smaller little bars, but another place that they'll have entertainment in the evening, usually piano or a guitar. And here is another shot looking at the plaza. Looking down to deck 5, you can see the bandstand on the left and the piano on the right. Again, another spot for entertainment throughout the day and in the evening. Moving on from the plaza, you can see Churchill Lounge in front of us there, or now kind of to the left. It's the one interior location where smoking's allowed. Now we move on to the midship elevators. We're going to turn right here. You'll see the elevator bank on the right, stairs on the left. And this will take us over to the chapel. Kind of tucked back here in the corner on the port side of the ship, right next to the midship elevators. All right, leaving the chapel, we'll head back over to the starboard side of the ship. You may notice in these videos that the starboard side tends to be the one with the most uninterrupted travel from bow to stern, so tends to get used a lot that way, or at least you'll see it a lot in my videos. To the right here we have the art gallery, another location that not real interested in. We popped in on occasion, wander through to see what they have, but most people say buying art on a cruise is not the best investment. Moving on from the art gallery, we come to Sabatini's. Still dark. I tend to take my walks and do these videos early in the morning, so I'm not interrupting people, but a lot of things are closed. We did get to enjoy Sabatini's once. We ended up with quite an overabundance of shipboard credit, which was nice, so we checked it out. Very nice. Don't know that I would pay the extra if we didn't have the onboard credit. In our opinion, the quality of food and service in the main dining room is just perfect. Up next here on the right is the Bayou Cafe and Steakhouse. This is kind of a multi-purpose area. In the morning it can be open for like a lounge area. They had a couple of the clubs met in here. In the evenings, more of a bar with singing. But they also serve dinner. It's one of the specialty steakhouses, and they do lunches as well, like gourmet hamburgers, I believe. Again, specialty dining's not really our thing, so we didn't try that one. Now on to the promenade, or outside walkway. Generally speaking, I believe that's why they named this deck the promenade deck. Every ship we've been on the promenade deck, you can find a walkway that goes around the outside. Many ships it goes all the way around the outside. On this one, they added cabins to the rear, so when you get to the rear elevators, you have to cut through the center instead of being able to continue around. All right, we're now on Emerald Deck, or Deck 8. This is the midship elevators. We're going to turn left, and from the midship elevators on Deck 8, everything to the rear is all guest cabins. So there's really not much sense in walking that way. Here we have the Shore Excursions desk and offices. There's also the Future Cruise offices in this same space. Their office is just to the right here. As we exit the Shore Excursion / Future Cruise area, again, we're at the main plaza, or the plaza area. This is the top deck of the plaza. Turning to the left, we'll come around and see the first section, I guess, of the Internet Cafe. They've got it broken up into two small areas. So this is one area here on the left. You can see towards the bow, just rooms. And as we cross past the elevators, you can see the other half of the Internet Cafe. As we continue on, here's one last little look out over the plaza, and we'll head into the library / card room. It was nice. Tended to have a lot of tables, or a fair number of tables taken up with puzzles. I actually sat down and tried one once, or well, I tried a couple puzzles, but each one I grabbed had missing pieces. And if you've ever done puzzles, you'll know it's no fun to do a puzzle when it's missing pieces. Had there been more of us, or I guess had I did a bit of hanging out around here, maybe I would have found somebody to play some games, but they had a decent selection of games, lots of books if you like to read. I did enjoy one morning, we got together with the Mahjong group and tried that out. Very complicated game. So that's about the extent of the public areas of this deck. As we move on, the rest of the ship towards the aft is pretty much all guest rooms. So all guest rooms are public spaces. They're not really spaces to wander around There is one other little thing, and if you go all the way to the rear on deck 8, you'll find this one little outside deck, which is kind of nice. Caught some nice sunrises and sunsets from this one. Take a minute here and let you enjoy a sunset. Hey, look, happy birthday to me again. So we've kind of jumped up to deck 14, as deck 9 through 12 are just all guest cabins. No sense in walking up and down halls there. And there, of course, is no deck 13. This is the midship elevator bank. From here, we're going to move aft to the Lotus pool area. This was the indoor pool. It was nice. There were a couple days where the weather was a little inclement, so it was nice being in here if you wanted to lounge around. This is the only heated pool on the ship, and we also found that the 2 hot tubs here were the hottest on the ship. The hot tubs at the main Lido pool, they were warm, I would say, but they didn't seem to get real hot. The Lotus pool, you'll also find the Lotus bar across the other side, as well as Swirls ice cream. Here you can get soft serve ice cream cones that are included with the cruise fare, as well as specialty ice creams. Here is one of the pool attendants doing their little pool animals, or they were almost all animals, I think. And here's a couple that I thought were recognizable and interesting to share. We now turn and continue towards the rear of the ship on the port side. As you can see here, the deck 15 above also has some interior space. They have ping pong tables up there and some more chairs. We'll get a shot from up there after a bit. This port side will take you 2 places. They do have an outside passage, which you can see on the right. This particular day, the doors were turned off, so I didn't go out this side. I did turn and end up going out the other side, which we'll see in a moment. There's also access to the Lotus Spa. Really, everything's locked up during the day. You can pass through here into the elevator bank on the other end, but I ended up stopping and turning around. As we exit the Lotus Spa, we come back out to the Lotus Pool. We're going to turn right and see they have a little gazebo here with some chairs and a table. The Lotus Bar is on our right. And we're going to come around to the other outside walkway. This walkway connects back to the aft elevator bank. The whole space between this walkway and the other one is all the Lotus Spa, so you can go through, but nothing really of interest unless you're using the spa. Now double back again, back into the Lotus pool area. I'm going to pass through here, heading towards the front of the ship now. As we exit the Lotus pool area, you'll see the double doors on the left here. Those go into the midship elevators. And now we come to the main pool area, the Lido pool. Again, early morning, so nobody's out here. They've got this area of the deck they tend to have open in the morning. They were doing Tai Chi out here in the morning. They have a Tai Chi at sea on sea days in the morning. Yeah, it's a video led thing, so I tried it once or twice, but it's, I would say, more of an intermediate or advanced Tai Chi, at least the day that I did it. Um, Continue on. So the screen for the movies Under the Stars is behind us. As we head this way, you'll see the pizzeria on the left, and opposite it is or not opposite, I guess, next to it on the other side is a bar. Now we've come into the buffet. I'm going to kind of let this run. So I did a video, I walked around. I don't care for how the video kind of came out. It's a little wiggly, but it shows some things better than my pictures. So I'm going to let it run. They did have a nice variety. I mean, you can see the yogurts and parfaits, fresh fruits, juices, smoothies. Um, I don't turn around here, and this is I'll say the meat side. So you can get a variety of eggs and sausages and hash browns, bacon, ham, all that. They have over here usually some vegetables, assortment of vegetables, these little quiches and things, scrambled eggs, sausages. Um, Here's some diced fruit, so it makes for a nice fruit salad. They also have cereals. Yeah, here we go. Hot cereals, cold cereals. Um, you pretty much want it, you should be able to find it on the buffet. They really do a good buffet. And while there were some things that were the same all the time, there were things that changed all the time too. So I think they kept up the variety pretty good considering this was a 23-day cruise. I never got tired of eating anywhere. Nice variety of pastries. Of course, they have bagels, English muffins, toast, peanut butters, cream cheese, just all kinds of stuff. So I'll let the pictures run through. While these pictures run, I will say that on sea days, the buffet area could get a little bit busy. We did find that mainly during the lunch. Breakfast wasn't bad, dinner wasn't bad. I think most people, even the main dining rooms for dinners, I know we did. But on the sea days, it got busy in here around lunchtime, and it did not help that there were people that felt that taking up table space for playing cards and dominoes, and there was even one lady that had a small, some kind of travel weaving setup, loom set up on a table. All right, we're now on deck 15, or the sports deck. This is actually at the bow. Not a lot of good views from this area due to all their glass panes. The windows that you see or saw on the right go to the buffet. Did get kind of a nice shot of Mount Vesuvius over there. This was our morning in Naples that I happened to get this video. As we come around, this is the right side or starboard side of the ship. You can see some stairs on the right. Those go up to a little splash pool, one of Lily's favorite places. They have some lounge chairs around it, and it's just a little shallow splash pool, good for lounging and enjoying, cooling off. And this is the outdoor smoking area. Not the best location, I think, being as it's forward on the ship. When the ship's underway, under motion, smoke can carry down along this side. As we pass past these glass, this is a wind screen here. It helps to keep the wind from rushing down the side of the ship while it's underway. Now we're on the walkway above the pool. You'll see the pool on the right in a moment down below us through the glass. And kind of in the center there, you can see the big screen where they do movies under the stars, as well as do movies in the day and other things like that. We're now on the port side or left side of the ship, looking over the pool. Get a little better view from up here. And here we are overlooking the Lotus Pool. You can get a little better view from above, I think, of the whole thing. The roofing appears to retract, but I got a feeling that's only for maintenance. We had some nice days and they never did have it open. This area here is the sanctuary. It's supposed to be the adults only area of the ship, although during our cruise I don't know that I ever saw it actually open, I guess, and being used. Due to the length of the cruise, I believe we only had maybe 3 kids on the entire ship. Well, that wraps up the ship tour. I've put a few pictures in here at the end, got some of my cruise ducks I found, as well as got a couple interesting videos. The first that'll be coming up is the port pilot boarding one morning, and the second is a tug helping us off the docks when we had a bit of a crosswind. Next thing I wanted to do is kind of go over our review of the ship. I've graded everything 1 to 5. I kind of came up with my own system for this that I hope works out well. All right, so starting with our embarkation in Civitavecchia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gave that a 4.3 out of 5. Check-in was quick and easy. Not many people boarded there, which helped. The cruise port was in need of some maintenance. Next up is our room, B734. We gave this a 4.6, mainly due to limited plugs and no USB ports. This is an older ship, and speaking of the ship, we ranked it a 4.6 as well, due to the fact that the ship is showing its age in places. For dining options, we gave the main dining room a 5. Food and service, decor were all top-notch. The buffet we ranked a 4.3, mainly due to crowd size, and during sea days, the face that was on the sunny side could get warm in the afternoons. For the other miscellaneous options, the pizza place, burgers, ice cream, we rated a 4.3. They're all kind of basic. The food and service were great, but they're not all very convenient. For the pools and sun decks, we scored these a 4.6, mainly due to things showing their age. Lily never had a problem finding an empty lounger. I'm not much of a sun person. The pools and equipment and everything were all clean and not generally very crowded. Moving on to entertainment, we ranked the main shows a 4. This is a smaller ship and there's only 2 entry-exit locations. And there were fewer production shows than we had kind of expected. I think due to the fact that it's a world cruise segment. Variety shows in the main theater was good. For other miscellaneous shows around the ship, we gave these a 4.3. The variety was really good, but not all the locations were comfortable, and sometimes the good shows overlapped, so you had to make a choice of what you might want to see. General service around the ship was excellent. We scored this a 5. For the new aspect of a lot of these ships, technology, we scored a 4.3. Really liked the medallion system, but the app needed to be reset a couple times, and for some reason the app messaging system offers no notifications. So if your roommate, somebody you know on the ship, anything sends you a message, you get no notification. You have to keep checking the app for messages. Last item to cover is our disembarkation in Fort Lauderdale, which we gave a 5. We got off quick. Everything was easy to find. We had booked a transfer. It was really easy to find. So yeah, things went great on disembarkation. Putting this all together, we gave the cruise in general a 4.5, or ranked it a 4.5 out of 5, and would definitely recommend Princess and the Island Princess to anybody planning a cruise. So that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you agreed or disagreed with our review, or if you would like more information on how I came up with scoring the systems. Of course, Always appreciate a like if you enjoyed, and any comments I will answer as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day and good travels.